Your ability to lock in and have focused attention and to control your frequency and vibration is your superpower. When you're able to be so committed and so focused on your desired outcomes, and then in addition to that, you are able to regulate your nervous system and to maintain the correct frequency around the energy of the wish fulfilled, you are truly unstoppable. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Welcome back, everybody. We are on day 21, week number 4 of our 100 days of realignment. And this week, we are talking all about focus and frequency, because these two aspects are so very important for us in being able to realign and come back into our wholeness and be in alignment with the higher vision for ourselves. When we are able to use our focus and to really place all of our attention, or as much of our attention as possible, on the things that we want to experience, or the energy of the identity of somebody we want to embody, and we starve the energy towards the things we don't want, or the outcomes or energy we are trying to shift, the more powerful we become in being able to align with the vibration or frequency of that thing. Now, this is a little bit tricky because we do want to have focused attention, but we kind of have to hold it lightly or touch it lightly, if you will, because we don't want to become overly attached. We still want to be able to maintain that energy of, I'm good either way. Or we can shift into the energy of already having the thing. And so we wouldn't feel the lack of it if we already had attained it. And so that can be another way that we can work with this energy. But it is something that we do want to discuss, because when we are coming back into alignment with our own wholeness and we're trying to step into that higher level version of ourselves, we need to be able to manage our attention. And that includes not only our thoughts, our emotions, our nervous system, and also the actions that we are taking, because our focus is truly a superpower that we have. Being able to redirect ourselves again and again back to the desired vision, back to the energy of what we're trying to create. Because somebody who already had wholeness would be living from that state, and they wouldn't be focusing on anything that wasn't wholeness. So that could be anything in your life, but it could be lack and limitation. It could be ill health. It could be poor relationships, all of the things that make us feel not whole. And so they would be having a majority of their attention on the things in their life that are contributing to wholeness. Now, frequency and vibration is another aspect of this. And this is not about like feeling positive or that false positivity thing that you hear a lot talked about, because we have to address the shadow aspects of ourselves, and we do have to be willing to look at our own resistance and work with it, because the only way out is through. But we do want to be very mindful moment to moment where we are energetically, because that is the compass that is pointing us in the direction of whatever path we're headed towards. Or really, that's what collapses timelines when you hear people talk about that, because we're matching frequency, or we're wanting to align with a higher timeline, which would have a different vibration or frequency from the timeline we're currently on. And so these two aspects are what we're going to be talking about this week. And I really want to kind of set this week up coming at it from a place of, first of all, deciding exactly what we do want. And again, I think the easiest way to go about this is to keep it very small, meaning we don't want to take on too many things. I think it's great to have a grand vision and our broad vision of wholeness and what that looks like long term. But I also think it's really important to get very precise about what it is we're focusing on, because, it's kind of in the vein of thinking about when we have too many projects or too many tasks or too many things in our lives that we're dividing our energy, it's harder to get that momentum and to start moving that needle more quickly. But if we have one or two things we're focusing on, that we're placing all of our energy and attention on, we can make so much more progress in a short amount of time. And so, not that time is really relevant here, because when we're talking about coming into alignment and we're talking about being able to come back into wholeness, time is relative. But we do want to be able to have one or two big things that we are bringing our attention and focus back to again and again. And then, as a part of that focused attention, we also need to be aware of our energetic state. And whenever we're taking any type of action towards a goal or towards our vision or shifting something in our lives, we have to be coming to that action from the frequency of already having attained it. And so, if we are wanting to experience more health in our life, or more freedom in our movement, or ease in our body, we have to be thinking from a place of well-being, not from a place of disease. And we have to be taking action from the energy of somebody who already believes that they have health and mobility, and that their body, that they live in a state of ease and flow in the body. That's just one example. It's also when we're talking about abundance or financial prosperity. Any action we take towards attaining that goal or that vision or that higher level version of ourselves, we have to be taking it from a place of feeling abundant and prosperous and having that inner sense of plenty. Because if we're coming at it from lack and limitation, we're creating more of that. And anytime with our attention and focus, and this is the real skill set and practice of all of this, is that when we have experiences in our life that don't affirm whatever it is we say we want, we have to be able to starve that attention. We have to pull it right back and redirect it to where we want it to be. And that takes great presence and awareness. And so through this whole journey, I have really talked about the ability to be aware of ourselves and to really be showing up in our bodies present and be able to be with ourselves moment to moment. And that is the foundational skill set of all of this. Because when we are present with our bodies, we're in our bodies, and we have reduced the mental energy and come back down into our bodies, and we have a regulated nervous system, and our frequency is solid. We're in a state of flow with the universe, if you will. And we have focused attention on the things that we want. That energy and momentum gets bigger, and we start seeing more of that in our lives. And that's what creates that really strong momentum that starts working with the unseen forces that bring it all into our lives for us to come back into more alignment with the highest version of ourselves and into wholeness. But we have to feel whole and healed and aligned right now. So give this a go this week. Really try to focus your attention. Anytime you find yourself focusing on the things you don't want, which will happen because we're practicing and this is a skill set, just immediately work to redirect it. No judgment, no criticism. It's just like, oh, nope, not that. Whoop, not that. You can talk to yourself too in the head, be like, nope, 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 no more. I'm not going to tell that story anymore. That's not it. Nope, nope, nope. Over here, over here, over here. And we just keep shifting ourselves and shifting ourselves. And the more we do it, and the more attention we then start putting on the things that we want, or the identity of the person who is whole and healed, the easier it will become. And naturally, our vibration and frequency will align with that. But we can also work to regulate our nervous systems so that our body feels safe and we're in that parasympathetic state of open receptivity, of learning, of connection, where all the goodness happens. So I will talk to you on Wednesday. Good luck with this one, everybody. Take good care and let me know in the comments how this resonates. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.